ECOWAS heads commence 63rd Ordinary Summit in Abuja. National grid fully restored after partial disturbance. CAC extend deadline for POS operators registration by 60 days. A very good evening and welcome to the news update on Trust TV. I'm Sagir Ibrahim. President Bola Tinubu has urged member states of the Economic Community of West African States ECOWAS to be more committed to the provision of resources to counter insecurity and stabilize the region. He spoke at the opening of the 65th Ordinary Session of the Authority of Heads of State and Government of ECOWAS, which commenced in Abuja on Sunday. The Ordinary Session is convened to review the situation in the West African region, especially terrorist activities and violent extremism threatening the spread from Sahel region to coastal states. Also under review is the challenge of unconstitutional change of government and the decision of the three Sahel countries, Burkina Faso, Mali and Niger, to withdraw from ECOWAS. President Tinubu is also urging the sub-regional body to leverage on the capability of the Nigeria Counterterrorism Center, which is widely acknowledged as one of the best on the continent. He appealed to West African leaders to support Nigeria's candidate ambassador, Bankole Adeoye, who is seeking re-election as the AU Commissioner for Political Affairs and Security. The Transmission Company of Nigeria says that the national grid is fully restored after what it described as partial disturbance on Saturday. In a statement signed by its General Manager, Public Affairs, Ndidimba, on Sunday, the TCN said the system disturbance is suspected to have been triggered by the unexpected tripping off of 3 units of a power generating station. This, according to the statement, suddenly removed 313 megawatts from the grid, causing system instability that led to the loss of bulk supply to a section of the national grid. The system disturbance, which brings to 3 the partial grid disturbances, with 1 total disturbance this year, is suspected to have been triggered by the unexpected tripping of 3 units of a power generating station, which suddenly removed 313 megawatts from the grid, causing system instability that led to the loss of bulk supply to a section of the national grid, the statement read. It added that the system operator reacted to the sudden drop in generation, which led to a dip in frequency by islanding a section of the grid, which includes the Ibom power station, through which the company continued to feed Uyo, Aba, Itu, Eket, Calabar, etc., even when the other section of the grid had no supply. The operators commenced grid restoration efforts immediately after the incident at about 21.57 hours, that's 9:57 yesterday. The entire part of the grid that was affected by today's incident was successfully restored, the statement read. The national grid collapsed for the first time in 2024 on February 4th, followed by a nationwide outage on March 28 and another system collapse on April 15. And a trigger-happy police officer has reportedly shot dead a betting agent identified as Anu Oluakwa Abiodun in the Imala Elega area of Abeokuta, the Ogun State capital. Abiodun, a graduate of Moshood Abiola Polytechnic, reportedly operated a betting shop in front of a popular hotel in the area and was closing his shop for the day when he was gunned down on Friday night. An eyewitness alleged that the officers were drunk and coming out of the hotel when one of them shot the deceased. He said the officers immediately escaped into the hotel and called for backup before they later escaped from the hotel about 3 hours later. The State Public Relations Officer, Omolola Odutola, confirmed the incident. And also, operatives of the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, the NDLEA, have raided the Lagos base of a high-profile cocaine syndicate headed by a couple, Agbakoba John Madu and Agbakoba Ijoma Chinwe, as well as their associate, Okoye former Mary Jane, were at large, and large consignments of the Class A drug meant for export and local distribution were recovered. The raid, carried out by a special operations unit of the agency, followed months of intelligence gathering and surveillance on the syndicates notorious for packaging, distributing, and trafficking of cocaine within and outside Nigeria. the 54-year-old Agbakuba John Madu was arrested at Ago Palace Way, Okota, while his wife, Agbakuba Ijoma Chinwe, and associate Okoye Fioma Mary Jane, who doubles as their stash keeper, were nabbed at plot 2205 Eugene Ndubisi Close, Lily Estate, Amuodofin area of Lagos, all on Wednesday, 3rd July 2024. While 7 parcels of cocaine with a total weight of 7.652 kilograms were recovered from Madus at Ago Palace Way. Not less than 122 compressed pellets of the same drug weighing 2.42 kilograms were seized from the duo of Ijoma and Ifoma at Lily Estate, bringing the total seizure to 10.1 kilograms, valued at over 2.1 billion naira in street value. In the same vein, NDLEA operatives in Benue State on Thursday, 4th July, intercepted a consignment of 350 grams of cocaine at a checkpoint along Enugu Road, Otukpo. The illicit drug was concealed in an MP3 speaker sent as a waybill parcel. A swift follow-up operation at Flight Motor Park in Otukpo led to the arrest of the owner, 25-year-old Ode Anthony. While commending the officers and men of the Special Operations Unit Oshun, Benue, Ondo, Kano, and FCT commands for the arrest and seizures, Chairman and Chief Executive Officer of the NDLEA, Mohammed Buba Marwa, retired, noted their drug supply reduction efforts balanced with WADA sensitization activities, while he charged them and their compatriots across the country to maintain the tempo. And pharmacists in the country have expressed satisfaction with the presidential executive order aimed at introducing zero tariffs, excise duties, and value-added tax on imported pharmaceutical inputs. According to them, the order will bring down the skyrocketing prices of drugs in Nigeria and boost sustainable, high-quality healthcare in the country. Here's the report.
In an interview with Trust TV in Lagos, the pharmacist said prices of drugs have skyrocketed owing to the country's economic instability, which has made purchase of basic medications and supply almost out of reach for common man. However, they expressed optimism that the executive order would improve production for local manufacturers, strengthen drug security, and healthy living among Nigerians.
So this executive order to support the local manufacturers will first bring down the cost of medications for the common man, but most importantly, it will also enhance the pharmaceutical sector so that many people who are interested in investing in the pharmaceutical sector will be able to invest in it. And then that will create jobs. It will improve access to healthcare, because the heart of healthcare is availability and affordability of medicine for the common man. So what does this entail? It entails that now local manufacturers can be able to get their excipients, the active pharmaceutical ingredients, and the machinery they need to function and operate at a very affordable prices. And that will means that the cost of producing medications will be reduced, and hopefully that will translate to the common man on the market. So we have over 150 pharmaceutical companies in Nigeria. And if those companies truly align with this executive order, then we believe that in the next 6 to 12 months, the high cost of price for the common man should reduce, especially from local manufacturers.
Because there are some patients that when they come to pharmacies and they found out that if the drug is expensive, they found it difficult to afford it. But this measure taken by the president is a greatly improved measure, and it will also reduce the rate of death rates. It will increase the rate of livelihood by all individuals in our country.
To improve competitiveness among local manufacturers, they urged the federal government to also offer assistance by urging public hospitals to pay debts they owe pharmaceutical firms and provide support for other production variables like the cost of fuel and electricity.
On the Corporate Affairs Commission, the CAC has announced the extension of the deadline for registration of all point-of-sale operators, otherwise known as POS, by additional 60 days. According to the Commission, the extension period, which begins from July 7th, 2024 to 5th September 2024, is to allow operators, especially those in remote areas who might have encountered network glitches to register. The Commission had earlier in May 2024 given a deadline of 7th July 2024. But in a statement posted on its X handle on Sunday, it noted that the registration will now end in September. The Commission, however, warned that operators who fail or refuse to register at the end of the month or the extended deadline run the risk of losing such businesses and prosecution for aiding and abetting criminal activities. And the Federal High Court sitting in Lagos has ordered former Minister of Humanitarian Affairs, Disaster Management and Social Development, Sadiya Umar Farouk, to account for payments of 729 billion naira to 24.3 million poor Nigerians for 6 months. The court also ordered the former minister to provide the list and details of the beneficiaries who received the payments, the number of states covered, and the payments per state. The judgment was delivered last month by Justice Isaac Dikpeolu following a Freedom of Information suit brought by the Socio-Economic Rights and Accountability Project, SERAP. This was disclosed in a statement by SERAP's Deputy Director, Kolawole Oluwadare, who stated that the certified true copy of the judgment was obtained last Friday. He stated that in his judgment, Justice Dikpeolu held that the former minister is compelled by the provisions of the Freedom of Information Act to give information to any person, including SERAP. The judge also ordered the minister to explain the rationale for paying 5,000 naira to 24.3 million poor Nigerians, which translates to 5% of Nigeria's budget of 13.6 trillion naira for 2021. You're watching the news update on Trust TV. Coming up shortly. Rise in metal scraps demand for multinationals hits iron recycling value chain. This and more news when we return. Stay with us. Welcome back. If you're just joining, you're watching the news update on Trust TV. Now a recap of the top stories again. ECOWAS heads commence 63rd Ordinary Summit in Abuja. National grid fully restored after partial disturbance. And moving on, human and vehicular movement was obstructed after heavy rains caused flooding in some parts of the Lekki Expressway in Etiosa local government of Lagos State. Dotun Omishaki reports that beyond free flow of traffic, households were also affected as a result of the downpours. His report is presented from our studios.
A visit to Ologolo, Kayode, an adjoining street in Agungi bus stop, revealed a sharp contrast with the Lekki Expressway beautification, as residents were seen rolling up their trousers to make their way in and out of their homes. Some residents blamed the leadership of the community for being comfortable with the community being submerged yearly with flood, and the state government's slow intervention in the area.
We have to face drainage problem. And why? Because there are developments. People have been buying lands one way or the other. They have been developing their projects. And as a result of this, they did not put in place a drainage system. So this is a street now. That's the main Ologolo town. So the drainage leading from Ologolo did not connect Kolawole Road. So therefore it's stopping somewhere over there. As a result of that, the water is going to move backward.
During the rainy season, you have to get so many challenges. Most important thing is the whole gutters in the whole street are not properly channeled. So during the rainy season, the whole thing blocked. So what I expect the government to do, let them inspect the whole gutters in the whole areas, then look how they will channel the water.
They pleaded with the state government to come to their rescue.
And rusty or condemned metal that are often discarded by many are now a significant source of income, especially for scavengers. These items have in recent times found ready buyers as some foreign companies based in Nigeria source them for recycling into other products. And despite the rise in demand, scavengers are yet to come to terms with the opportunities that abound in the industry as the items are bought at giveaway prices leaving many wondering how Nigerians can break into the value chain to better the economy. Take a look.
In today's economy, nothing is a waste, as what may seem unimportant to one person is a money spinner for another. Rusty, condemned iron metal, used papers, and cartons that are discarded by many are being collected by scavengers and sold to earn a living. In Lagos State, metal scraps have become a significant source of income as many have turned it into a full-scale business with proper offices. In the Agege local government area, metal scraps and cartons are gathered by scavengers who search the streets for these materials.
For the carton, must buy the caploon, cover the carton well before you carry and go the company. You know, do one like that, then could spoil. That's the carton one. But iron one, then no they spoil for iron.
There are a lot of challenges. From sourcing the scrap items to stocking them to ultimately taking them to the ultimate destination.
Some of the scavengers declined to be captured on camera but told Trust TV that regular scraps can earn them 15,000 to 25,000 naira per day, while larger and weightier iron pieces fetch them up to 30,000 to 50,000 naira per day.
Thank God, everything where we are buying here, they are condemning it. Like those person one pack for a house, some things, some people they pick them for bola to come sell them for us. When they reach some quantity, we go carry them to company like Ragulis, like all those holy zinc, like any condemning something.
Actually, we used to, that small scales, we used to, if they bring small market, we used to scale it on top of the small scales. That big one is for bigger market like heavy iron. So that one, if you used to carry like 3 ton, this small one, yeah, we used to carry market like 100 ton or 150, like that.
While many have expressed reservation with how these metals are sourced following cases of theft, others want Nigerians to build conversion or recycling centers that will ensure that the wealth from the industry remains in the country, while foreign companies involved are supervised to ensure that they are not promoting metal theft in the country.
And Nigeria's foreign exchange reserves has reached a high of $34.7 billion, according to data obtained from the Central Bank of Nigeria's website on Sunday. This represents an increase of $110 million from the previous day's figure of $34.5 billion. The reserves has been steadily increasing over the past week, with a total gain of $316 million since July 1. This growth has been attributed to several factors, including the recent increase in oil prices, improved diaspora remittances, and the central bank's efforts to stabilize the economy. And away from Nigeria, Iran's state media reports that Masoud Pezeshkian will be sworn in as the country's 9th president in early August. According to Iran's IRNA, the official swearing-in ceremony is scheduled for August 4th or 5th, with President-elect Pezeshkian then having 15 days to propose his cabinet to parliament for approval. The Iranian presidency is ceremonial, with ultimate authority residing with Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, who has held office for the past 35 years. Pezeshkian, a 69-year-old reformist, secured victory in a runoff election against ultra-conservative Said Jalili following the tragic death of President Ibrahim Raisi in a helicopter crash in May. Pezeshkian garnered over 16 million votes, approximately 54%, while Jalili received more than 13 million votes, about 44%, out of a total of 30 million votes cast. Turnout reported at least 49.8%, marked an increase from a record low in the first round. And also, U.S. actor and wrestler John Cena has announced his retirement from competing in World Wrestling Entertainment (WWE) events. Cena made the surprise announcement to fans during an appearance at the WWE Money in the Bank event in Canada. The 47-year-old, who transitioned into acting 18 years ago, revealed that his final in-ring competition will be in 2025 as part of a farewell tour. Cena, often regarded as one of the greatest professional wrestlers of all time, achieved world champion status 16 times since joining WWE in 2001. Despite feeling at my end physically, he expressed his intention to remain part of the WWE family in some capacity during a press conference. Cena made his acting debut in 2006 with the film The Marine and has since starred in several big-budget movies including The Suicide Squad, Fast and Furious 9, and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. He has performed in WWE part-time since 2018 as his acting career gained momentum. This year, Cena made headlines by appearing naked, save for a strategically placed envelope during an Academy Awards skit. He is also the all-time most requested celebrity by kids through the Make-A-Wish charity, holding a Guinness World Record for the number of wishes granted to children with critical illness. And that wraps up the news update at this hour. Do not forget to follow us across all of our social platforms and catch our live stream on YouTube for more news programs and documentaries. I'm Sagir Ibrahim. Thanks for watching.